Hello everyone. The purpose of ITF is Global Dialogue for Better Transport. As Secretary General of the ITF, I would like to welcome you to this new series, Video Interview. The purpose is to interview high-level officials and stakeholders in the transport sector and to find out their views and their opinions on major transport issues and try to see what actions are necessary to take for improving the transport of tomorrow. My first guest is Mr. Mattias Landgren, State Secretary to the Ministry of Infrastructure of Sweden. Let's go to see him. Mattias, you are in Paris for the first preparatory meeting for the third Global Ministerial Conference on Road Safety. This important UN conference will be held in Sweden, in Stockholm, in February 2020. So today, I'd like to start our conversation by asking you some questions on road safety policy in Sweden. Sweden has been among the most successful countries in bringing down the number of road deaths. Since 2008 especially, your country has reduced traffic fatalities by 42% from an already low 440 deaths to 254 in 2017. How was it possible?
Well, I'm very proud of it, but I'm not satisfied. And one of the key factors is the Vision Zero program that we launched 96-97. And the Vision Zero concept is that you should have no fatalities and no severe injuries. And that is something for us politicians as we communicate and set that high ambitious goal. And that is something that is slipping down to the rest of the society. And we involve other stakeholders or all the different stakeholders in our vision. The businesses, the academia, the NGOs, everybody should be on board this journey in order to make sure that we have no deaths or no severe casualties, no severe injuries in traffic. And for us, as a politicians, you need to be very clear on your priorities. And if you have clear priorities, the rest will follow. And this is very easy to follow because nobody would like to have their son or the grandchildren or whatever, husband, wife, to be killed in traffic or severe injured in traffic. So make the priorities straight, make sure that you have clear goals, and that also means that you always are thirsty for more innovative skills, more innovative progress in order to reduce it to zero, because zero is of course very difficult to reach, but if you don't have the target, you will not lower it. And that is something that is in my mind every day at the ministry. How should we progress in order to achieve our high ambitions goal?
And in fact, the Vision Zero approach to road safety has been adopted and supported by international communities, including European Union and United Nations and more than half of the US states. So many cities are also making zero road deaths their official policy. So how can these countries and cities realistically implement Vision Zero and a safe system?
Well, I think it's very important that you have the political leadership there. And it's clearly now the European Union has done it, and almost, I think, 25 or 26 different states in the United States. It's always to have a clear political aim and to spread that message out via the society. Because all the people living in the society almost know somebody who has been either severely injured or unfortunately have a loss in the family or friends. And now if the politicians say, well, we have a clear target here, this is what we are aiming for, now that's how we all come together as one in order to reduce this fatality. So, and I say, well, we have done a lot of things in Sweden, but one size doesn't fit all. What is right for Sweden might be not the right for Morocco, for example. What is right for Morocco may not be the right for Bangladesh and so on. So I think the key point is that you have a clear leadership here. And that you commit all the stakeholders into this common project that you would have a Vision Zero. So that's, I think, the key factor in order to have success, of course.
Thank you very much. And my next question, I mentioned that Sweden will be hosting the 22nd United Nations Global Road Safety Conference in Stockholm. And what is the main purpose of this event, and what is the main meaning of this event?
Well, it's of course to spread the message throughout the world that we need to take road safety on the highest political level. That's why we had now host the third ministerial conference with the support from the WHO, the United Nations, and support from many other actors, of course. I know that ITF is, of course, a great supporter, and we thank for that, of course. But what we would like to really put on the agenda is to have this community, the world community, come to this ministerial conference. But we also, as I said before, including the stakeholders in this conference, which is a very important part of it. The NGOs, the academia, the businesses, we all come together as one. And hopefully, after we have these two fabulous days in Sweden in February, the 19th and 20th, 2020, we will come up with new goals and no commitments in order to make sure that we have a Mission Zero.
And now let's talk a little bit about your domestic situation. I know that a new Swedish government was formed in January this year, and you are also staying on in your roles as State Secretary for Transport. And do you anticipate any changes in transport policy under the new Swedish government?
Oh yes, for once I'm very busy creating a new ministry, an infrastructure ministry, and it's one of the key areas that the Prime Minister pointed out. And we have a lot of agenda at the infrastructure and transport sector. We can see that there is a rapid technology advancement in, for example, self-driving and autonomous vehicles. We have a lot of thoughts in order how to meet the Paris goals, the climate change, for example, to be more sustainable. So there will be a lot of new reforms coming out from the new ministry, and I'm so happy that we were able to form the government, and now I'm very eager to get out from the race block and start the long-term race. So I'm very happy for that.
Wish you all the best.
I need that.
At the International Transport Forum, we are trying to help member countries learn from each other. In road safety, clearly others can learn from Sweden. In what areas, in what aspects have you found the ITF helpful for Sweden?
Oh, well, Jongtae, the ITF Forum is one of the best melting points. You know, it's always in Leipzig. It's a little bit troublesome to go to Leipzig, but in the end, the ministers are coming there. The business leader is coming there. The heads of the NGOs are coming there. And why is that? Well, because the ITF summit in Leipzig has always relevant topics on the agenda, but also, more importantly, that you combined the different stakeholders into a very good and open atmosphere when we have, for example, the ministerial sessions and so on, and everybody is there, and you are benefiting from having this meeting in the ITF arena, so to speak. And that's why I'm coming there every year, that's why my secretary is coming there every year, and that's why you see so many key players, key actors on the transport sector in the entire world coming to Leipzig and coming to the ITF conference. And I'm so happy that you are hosting it, and I'm very happy that it's so perfectly executed.
We will continue to do our best to cooperate with our member countries and with our international partners to make synergies. And my last question is, what issues will Sweden bring to ITF's annual summit this year?
Well, of course, we like to promote the 2020 conference. I mean, this is something that is very important for us to achieve the global goal for 2030, and that is something that we will, of course, promote at the ITF Summit, and hopefully we will have good discussions there in order to prepare for the big meeting in February in Stockholm in 2020, and so I hope to see you there.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.